Welcome back to the PDR Coach Podcast Trainers Edition, where I interview the top trainers in our industry for you so that you can make the best decision on where to go learn the art and skill of PDR. Welcome to the show, Todd and James.
Thank you very much.
What's going on, guys? So we're going to go right into the questions. If you've listened to other episodes, it's going to be the same thing. All methodical questions. Here we go. What is your name and the name of your training school?
I am Todd Sudek. I'm the president of the company. I founded the company back in 1993. And the name of the school is the Ding King Training Institute, which can be found at the URL, thedingking.com.
Perfect. Next question. What's the website? You got it. You beat me to it.
Got it.
Where is the training facility located?
We've got 6 schools around the United States. We've got one in California, Southern California. We've got one in Dallas, Texas, Springfield, Missouri, Greenville, South Carolina, and New York. We also have a satellite location in Denver, Colorado, and in Palm Beach, Florida.
Perfect. Were you, and either one of you can answer this question if you want, but are you, or have you ever been a PDR technician? If so, for how long?
Yeah, I'll take the first leg of that. I learned how to do PDR in August of '93. I was a technician for about a year and a half and quickly learned that I was far more skilled at developing dealer accounts, so setting up wholesale accounts. I landed a large contract with Toyota when they were building out the Toyota certified program, used vehicle program. And consulting for TCUV led us to getting a lot of Toyota dealerships in Southern California, which led me to training James. James was one of my stud technicians, and he went on to be the master certified instructor within Ding King, teaching all of our Ding King instructors. And James was a technician for a number of years before the training. But second leg is to James.
So I've been a tech since June of '98. Graduated high school July, started working here in June. Or vice versa, and been pushing ever since. I oversee a lot of the technicians here. I trained a lot of technicians. I myself was a wholesale lot technician. That's how I pretty much learned, just thrown to the wolves. Started running retail shop with Todd and the Ding King. Started training a lot of our instructors and some of the other trainers and technicians out there. And I still currently push every day. So about 24 years or so.
Gotcha. You kind of alluded to it a little bit. The next question, why did you start a training school? And you said when was 93, but why training school? Why training techs?
Yeah, we became really proficient. We had over 275 technicians working for the Ding King. They were all W-2 employees, not 1099 guys. We hired, groomed, trained, certified them internally, put them through a 4-week in-house training program, pretty rigorous, and then put them into the field with a master tech for an additional 2 months. And through the course of building our company and our service technicians, we became fairly proficient at making sure the success rate of our internal guys that we were training were strong. And they were strong success. So we opted to become a licensed school and offering fee-based training programs for veterans, youthful offenders, auto body shops, auto detailers, entrepreneurs, car dealerships, and that business just flourished over the years. So we were basically operating 2 businesses at the same time, retail and wholesale business to consumers and used car dealers, as well as the training schools.
Gotcha. How many, if you have a handle on this, how many techs have you trained? And then follow up, do you have any handle on how many of those techs are still pushing today?
We do. We're required by the state of California to maintain the data on how much somebody earned before they came to school, what did they earn a year after they came to school, and if they're still pursuing a business in the trade we're teaching. Because we teach not only paintless net repair, but ceramic coating, paint correction, auto detailing, windshield repair, odor, interior, bumper repair, alloy wheel repair. So we've trained somewhere between 8,000 and 11,000 people over the course of our tenure as a school. We train about 40 to 60 people a month. And we do that across our 6 school locations. So the class sizes are pretty much 3-to-1 student to instructor ratio. And then we have one-on-one instruction for students that demand one-on-one instruction.
Gotcha. You're predicting my questions, which is great. How many techs do you train at a time? 3-to-1 or one-on-one? Yep. Awesome. How long is that program? The 3-on-1 training? How long of a week? How many weeks, days is that?
Yeah, the smallest length of time is 2 weeks. That's generally for a body shop that they believe, because they've been picking and filing for 50 years, they're going to learn and master paintless dent repair in 10 days. As hard as we try to convince them that this is an art and that's not going to happen, they're hell-bent on getting trained in 2 weeks. I would say the majority of our clients are anywhere between 4 and 16 weeks. Excuse me?
Yeah, about 4 weeks. Sorry.
4 weeks to 16 weeks in length. And the longer term programs are done at our California location, because we've got 8 instructors available to us here in California, where our on-site locations have 1 to 2 instructors.
Got it. Why should a new technician, someone looking to get trained, pick your training school? What's unique about dinking?
I'll let James take first leg and then I'll go second. I think, in my opinion, the main thing is we're just that. We're a training institute, we're a training school. We're doing this, Monday through Friday, 365 days a year, even on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and our main focus is for the students. I still push every day. My other instructors push every day, and so we're out there, we're still giving these guys a lot of information, and our goal has always been, for these technicians to succeed, both in business and in PDR, and that's what we really try to focus on. So we're here no matter what. This is something, again, we really put everything into this. It's not like a train half the year and then the other half the year, we're doing hail or something else. We really focus on just the full-on training institute part of this, part of it. So,
and to add to what James said, I take a lot of pride in the business and marketing classes that go with each Ding King training curriculum, because I believe that PDR is a hard enough business to start. And when you add the complexities of operating a small business, and perhaps most people haven't ever set up a new business from scratch, they don't know about a business license, a DBA, they don't know how to incorporate, they don't know where to advertise for free, they don't know about social media campaigns on Google and Insta, and setting up Snapchat accounts, and setting up your Instagram, not Instagram, your LinkedIn account, and building a website. We do all that internally for our students. So the classes can be daily for an hour a day over the length of time they're training. And we also consolidate them into longer periods, longer sessions. But we try to break it up into smaller segments so they retain more. And each segment covers something very specific to their business goals and objectives. But going back onto the training, having one-on-one training is important. Having small classes is equally as important. But having a licensed school offering certification, and the certification program, I'll let James go into it, it's pretty intense on that final week of their training. I mean, you build up their skill sets over the course of time they're here, and not everybody does as good as the next guy or woman. We see a lot of ladies come through the program, and they're doing phenomenally well, probably better than some of the guys, because they exhibit patience. And it's not about brawn and how strong you are. It's about technique and finesse. So
I will ask about certification later. So if James wants to wait on that.
You got it. But going into structured training and having lesson plans that people follow, and master each segment before they go on to the next lesson is key to somebody's success. And the guys have been teaching here for so long, they've got it down, and everybody in the organization, from Cher, Michelle, Mike, Oleg, anybody behind the scenes, we're all there supporting the students every step of the way.
Perfect. Can you summarize, this is a big question, I know, but can you summarize your philosophy on PDR training, and kind of encompassing not the specifically what you train, but kind of your philosophy on like PDR training, how metal works, etc.?
From what perspective?
Just like, what's your philosophy on PDR? When you bring somebody into training school, what's the big picture on there? I know you're training them how to read a light, how to push a dent, but like the philosophy on your training.
I think the biggest thing when it comes to having the philosophy of PDR training, for me, my main focus is to help these guys build a good base, solid foundation of what painless dent repair is. Okay, we try to expose them to as much as we can, obviously in the time that they're here, because obviously in 4 weeks, there's no way I'm going to show them 24 years of experience, right? But we try to cover every aspect, every area, whether it's hail and glue pulling and large damage and so on. But the biggest thing though, we try to stress to these guys is even after a 4-week or a 12-week or a 2-month course or a 6-month course, whatever it is, you're still just building a solid foundation. Because if that solid foundation isn't solid, everything else that you build on top of that is just going to fall. So they have to have a good, solid understanding. We are very strict on them. We're picking stuff apart that the retail customer, that about maybe 85-90% of the retail customers won't ever see. But we are so specific and so picky when it comes down to their dents, because of the fact that we want them to be prepared for that one customer that can see everything. So we try to push them. And again, main thing is just having a good, solid base foundation of what paintless dent repair is.
There you go. And you, again, alluded to this a little bit earlier, but what do you offer your trainees outside of the physical PDR training? For example, either tools physically or a list of tools. And then do you help with PDR pricing, marketing, and sales? And you did touch on that a little bit, but you're welcome to expand more if you want.
We've assembled an incredible tool package. We've got some CarePoint tools, some Anson tools, some DentCraft tools, and a lot of B&D. B&D, Mike Thrower at B&D. Let me tell you something. That guy has innovated the most incredible accessories and ratchet handled tools for Ding King. They've been a total game changer. We used to have a 58-piece tool package. It looked really pretty, color coordinated handles. It was right bend, left bend, four inches longer than another 4 inches longer. And it was a pretty cool set. Now we've shrunk it down to 24 tools that ratchet into how many different positions?
26 different position ratchet handles.
I mean, they're incredible. They're high strength stainless steel. They're as shiny as anything you can ever imagine. They're gorgeous. So they come with the tools. We help with the website. We help
when you purchase the package, you get the tools.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Now, even with the tools, though, we let them know we have a lot of other tools on hand, like Todd just mentioned. A lot of the tools by a lot of the big manufacturers in the industry. From Stuckey lights, and I mean, you name it, we've got them. But even with that, every guy has different goals as far as which direction they're going to go in. And so once we're able to kind of figure that out and sit down with these guys, we're able to point them, okay, hey, you're going to need some longer rods for this, and you're going to need these, and
sure.
Other type of glue pullers and slide hammers and all the other stuff.
Yeah.
One of the things that I find most important is the business and marketing, the website development. It's the estimating software that we're using, and we allow, I believe it's a three-month trial.
Yep.
We've got a 3-month free trial for the estimating software.
Mobile Tech RX.
Mobile Tech RX. We've got glue pulling classes with unique certification, teaching them how to use regular mini lifters, the new B&D lifter, Kiko lifters, slide hammers. We get really deep into hail repair. So we touch on everything. We're trying to groom technicians for the long haul. Nobody's going to come out of school a 10. They're going to come out of school at whatever level they're at. And our hope is for them to have the base knowledge to build their skills, their speeds, and proficiencies and be successful. Success for each student is our goal. That is number one.
Awesome. Do you teach anything about ergonomics or protecting your body in this physical field?
Yes, we do. When I first started, I obviously I was in high school. I injured my knee right away playing football. And from that point forward, I always had knee issues. I've had lower back issues, stuff like that. So we do go over certain, stances and positions to work smarter, not harder, to protect your body again against, some of these nagging issues of your wrist and the elbow pain and the shoulders and the normal dent guy stuff that we've experienced over the years. In some cases, there's no way around it. But yeah, we do go over a lot of, different positioning and setup and form and so on over these positions to make sure that these guys do last long in the industry and girls.
And how about vision?
And vision, yeah, that's another
That's
thing,
the biggest.
you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Because if you can't see the dent properly, you can't repair it.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you train with lines, fog, or both?
Fog. We do introduce the lines, but we are soft edge. Fog. That's that's the way we do it. Just in my opinion, I can use both. I was trained originally with the the reflector board out in the field, trying to learn it from the sun and watching the sun move and so on. And I had one with lines and one with fog and a straight PVC pole. We found that the fog is the easiest on the eyes in the beginning, and from that point, it's a little bit easier to transition into other things, or in some cases, it's kind of hard for a technician, a newbie, to go from the lines and then make the transition outward. Mm-hmm. But I mean, both of them are great, but yeah, we do primarily teach in fog. And then, like I said, we do introduce the lines also.
Cool. Do you train for route work or hail or both?
Both.
Perfect. Is that a choice from the customer, or is that in the training? Okay.
It's up to the technician, and usually we get this on Monday morning. I sit down with the guys, the first guys when they come in. We kind of go through their goals and their expectations by the end of the class. And we go over, what their direction is. Are they going to go back and work for a body shop? Are they adding this onto their existing business? Are they going to, work with another dent tech? Are they pushing hail? What's direction are they going in? And in the beginning part of the course, for the first couple of days, most of the techs that are starting up are all about the same level, doing the same thing. And then at a certain point, they kind of, okay, let's really focus you on this, and let's really focus you on this more so, and get them, start kind of pointing in that right direction.
Gotcha. Do you teach working inverted or upside down, or right side up, or both?
Right side up. I will show guys who can hang inverted upside down, because I was shown that way back in the day. But no, we try to, again, saving your body, in my opinion. For some guys, it works. If you're a yoga master or something like that, but for the most part, right side up, looking at the lines and adjusting according to the panels and so on. So perfect. Trying to save our bodies.
Yep. So earlier you said, I guess 2 weeks to up to 16 weeks. This question is, do you offer advanced courses? You said generally everyone's at 4 weeks. Is that a separate thing you can come back to do 16, or is it a separate advanced course?
Yeah, first leg for me. The 2 week length training program, majority of our clients doing the 2 weeks are the factories. We train Tesla, Karma, General Motors, and Mercedes-Benz on the factory. So when we're on the production line, we've got instructors teaching a number of technicians in their facility, in their setting, in their environment, and they're only able to do it 2 weeks at a time. So we break down their 8 weeks of training into 2 week segments. Next question, next portion for you.
Yeah, so the guys can do it. They have the opportunity to come through and do a full 16-week course or a full 12-week course. If they have the opportunity to break it up, where they come through for 4 weeks or 6 weeks, go home, practice, push, break some windows, crack some paint, come back with a big list of questions, and then say, hey, okay, look, I'm having problems with this, so now let's take them to another level and finish up that course strong with the last 4 weeks or whatever it is they have remaining. That's what we recommend. A lot of guys can't do that. If they're taking time off work, they can only do one set block. And, we want them to come back obviously as soon as we can, but the majority of them will just kind of go all the way through, and we'll gear that class towards their, towards their goals.
Perfect. The next question I had, do you train techs for any large companies, manufacturers, dealers, etc.? Some manufacturers, do you do any like in-house dealers, or I don't know, any other large companies besides the one you mentioned?
I just touched on all the manufacturers we do business with. Last year, we landed a contract with a little company called American Honda. It's Honda and Acura of America. And we're training their dealerships for the purpose of creating revenue on the service drives. They're shrinking the car count, and they're looking to maximize how much revenue they can generate per customer. And the idea was simple. I mean, they approached us on it. We've got 1,200 customers with cars coming in. We're already inspecting the cars for pre-existing damage. 80% of the cars have dents. We feel that we can sell it for $100 to $150 a car. They capture whatever percentage they capture, and they do whatever amount of revenue they do on the line. It's a pretty significant model that's working for Honda. And we just landed VW as well. So VW and Honda are our two big corporate partners for training.
Actually, the other one also that we do work for is AutoNation.
Oh, AutoNation, we teach the Western region of AutoNation, the used car dealers.
Gotcha. And these are in all those situations, you're training techs to go work for these people.
Yeah.
To these
Correct.
companies.
They're techs that are being sent to us.
They're supply technicians.
Gotcha. Do you offer a certification or graduation cert? If so, what is it based on? How do you earn it?
They all earn a certificate of completion if they successfully complete the hours. The certification that we offer is conducted by the instructors of Ding King. James can go into the specifics of what he reviews on that final week of training.
You know, for that final week, we'll put them through. We'll start with a small dime, nickel, quarter size ding. You know, we'll go through open panel. We're going to go through brace. You know, we're going through sharp body line stuff. We start getting into larger fender, you know, baseball, softball size dents where, you know, very complex, larger dents that you know, require both glue pulling and pushing, you know, and these are dents that they're completed on their own. They're setting up on their own. They're cross-checking, moving their light, picking their own tools. You know, up to this point, we've already covered all of this stuff with them. So we want them to go through and make sure that they can complete all of these things here on their own, you know, and be able to sell it and explain and show me what else they see, or try to, you know, basically sell this dent to me once they're done, you know, and explain what they would to a customer. And again, these are things that are covered through the course of the class. You know, and most students, again, everybody's different, but most students can do that by the end of their, you know, 6 and 8 week course. But again, some of them kind of struggle maybe with a sharper body line or something like that. But, you know, we have our specifics as far as where we want that dent to be, right? Now, whether the technician actually goes back and is actually pushing at Rolls-Royce level or not, you know, they may be going back and pushing at a lower level than that. Either way, we want them to have the ability to do that. So that's basically what their whole last week entails.
And all these Ding King certified technicians are going into a portal where we generate leads and we distribute retail customers to those technicians through a website called mobiletexdirect.com. It's in beta now. We're advertising in specific regions of the United States, generating specific leads for areas where we've got a high count of technicians and where there's hail. So that's been a pretty successful venture for us, helping technicians generate the work.
Gotcha. Awesome. What are the package options and the cost? So I don't know if you pay by week, 4 week is this, 6 weeks is this.
It's $9,000 for PDR 80. $9,000 is a 80-hour, 2-week program that includes the tools, the accessories, and the Stuckey LED light. And from there, each additional week is $2,000.
Gotcha. How can people pay you when they want to do it?
Any method they want.
Yeah, that's pretty much. I had this
Credit
question in there, and
cards.
everyone's like, I don't care. Like
Credit cards, student loan, Venmo, Bitcoin, any methods of convenience for my customers is good for us.
Okay.
Actually, one other method, I don't know if we mentioned, Ding King was just recently, well, not recently, about a year and a half, 2 years now, recently approved to start accepting post 9/11 GI Bill, along with some vocational rehabilitation and some of the other chapters. So that's another option for guys that are just freshly transitioning out of the military, for them to use a GI Bill to come to training.
Good point.
Cool. How can, like, the best way for someone to get a hold of you to inquire about training besides your website?
Well, my personal cell phone is 949-981-DING, which is 3464. My email is Todd, TODD, @thedingking.com. And they can always go directly to thedingking.com, request a catalog, and we'll capture their email, their cell phone number, their address, and we'll send out all the information that they're going to ever want to read to learn more about PDR and if we're the right outfit for them.
Now, on social media, the Ding King Training Institute on Facebook, official Ding King on Instagram, and then they can call us again, 1-800-304-3464.
Perfect. This is kind of a fun question that I asked at the end, just to get your opinion on the future, which is always an opinion. Where do you see the future of PDR going as an industry? And then what are you doing to try to add to the way that you see it?
I believe that this industry is going to be consolidated. I mean, Dent Wizard's been turned over, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 times by PE, private equity outfits that will strip it of mid-level management and produce more profit. They'll strip the top-level master technicians to reduce their labor costs with lower-end technicians that they train in St. Louis. It's working for them. They're a successful outfit. There's lots of consolidation going on in the industry. Ding King is about to launch a platform to join our network, not a franchise, but for people that want to leverage our connections and the amount of wholesale work that we have at some pretty large scale dealerships like the CarMaxes of the world and other dealerships that we're in tight with that need a lot of different service techs, from bumpers and wheels to windshields and interiors to paintless net repair and auto detailing. So I think consolidation is where the industry is going to be going. The independents will always be there. But like you see in Hale, an independent is a rare breed. They're joining forces with guys that are, what do they call themselves? The Albert Lees of the world.
Brokers.
They're brokers.
Yeah.
So I see consolidation as a big thing going forward. How about you, James?
Yeah, and I think it's something that the technicians themselves, with this industry, it's gonna continue to grow, right? It's what this thing that we have here. It's small, but then at the same time, it's a pretty large, industry. As long as technicians are educated properly, and not necessarily just by us, but educated properly in PDR and the business side of it, and how to handle customers and how to sell dents properly, and continue to do great work, it's going to continue to grow and it's going to continue to spread. But again, they have to be, as a technician, yes, I'm a technician, but we are also educating the population that does not know what PDR is. Mm-hmm. And that's just from the technician side of it, not even from the instructor side of it. So I think as long as everybody keeps, kind of keeps banding together, we're going to keep this thing growing, and it's going to continue to get larger and larger than it is.
Awesome. Thanks for coming on, guys. I really appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Ben.
Thanks for having us.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.